Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the initial warm up show, the initial warm up show for leadership lessons in the news. Yep, leadership lessons in the news. So, what we're going to try to do on a three-time a week basis, maybe even four times a week, is talk about leadership items that come up in the news that might help us become better leaders. It might help us engage our team and make a larger difference in life. So, I will say this: we'll try to do these earlier in the morning. We'll try to have them done by 6 a.m. Eastern time every morning, which for me here in Denver means 4 a.m. wake up time to get started, or 3:30 a.m. time to get started. But we'll try to get them done early. If you miss them, or if we're not there, it's because we're traveling, we're on the road, or we're teaching someplace. But the whole point here is for you to have access to lessons in the news that will help us with our leadership. I want to start today with an article I found in Knowledge at Wharton, and it was entitled How to Be an Effective Organizational Maverick. How to Be an Effective Organizational Maverick. It was written September 12th. Now, what this article started to remind of us is that typically the maverick leader leaves their ego out of it when they make contributions. They make contributions based on sound principles, a moral compass, and facts. I want you to pay attention to that order. I found that order to be unique. They make their decisions, they make their contributions to their organizations based upon sound principles, a moral compass, and then finally the facts. Now, this article is written by Scott Cohen, who happens to be the president emeritus and distinguished university chair at Tulane University. He also is the author of a recently released book called Winnebagos on Wednesdays: How Visionary Leadership Can Transform Higher Education. Now, his center thought here revolves around the late Senator John McCain, who passed away a little bit more than a year ago. Now, he felt that John McCain was a maverick leader, that he would make his decisions based upon his principles, based upon his moral compass, what he thought was right and wrong, and then finally based upon the facts. He points out that maybe that has been missing over the past year, but maybe not so much. What he wants to also mostly go to is some of the personality traits. And he talks about the fact that mavericks are known to shake things up. They're known to make things unique, different, look at things from a different angle. I would suggest as a maverick leader, you consider that yourself, making things different, destroying things and rebuilding things, the thought process. See, many companies and organizations benefit from people who do things differently because these individuals see what no one else has seen and they ask questions. Ego and self-interest are not what motivates effective mavericks. Egos and self-interest are not what motivates effective mavericks. They think differently and they oftentimes will go against the tide. Second point he wants to bring here: effective mavericks contributions are based on sound principles, a moral compass, and facts, although the maverick may welcome the attention. But more importantly, they feel a sense of purpose. Now, when a maverick meets opposition, they will stay civil and respectful without compromising their stance. If frustration sets in, they know better than to air the dirty laundry in the public or in external channels. If frustration sets in, they'll wait till that's the very last thing that they'll do is air it out in public. In fact, they very rarely will do that. What's most important for mavericks is to understand that the ends does not justify the means, and that being right doesn't automatically produce success. Just because you're right doesn't mean you're going to automatically get success. Here's something they understand, especially if they're working within an organization. The decision-making power lies within others, and it is better to propose a change than to try to force it in. They want to make a change based upon the spirit of suggestion. These are some of the invaluable tools of Mavericks. Now, in our initial foray into leadership lessons in the news, we're only going to cover one article today. I'm going to highly invite you to suggest articles and just put those in the chat room, and we can figure out from there what more we're going to do. But this being the first one, I'm going to assume we don't have very many people listening today. We may, but from this point on, we'll build and build and build. And the more you put in, the more you're going to want to be involved, the more you want to share. We can comment, we can make everything happen. I want to thank you very much for spending your time with me today. This ends our first initial broadcast of Leadership Lessons in the News. My name is Glenn Daniels. Thank you very much for your time.